Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Up and Adam. I am Adam. I'm really excited today to have a podcast with a new friend of mine. Her name is Kate. She is a FIFO relationship coach, and I'm really keen on learning a lot for myself, but also to give the listeners some knowledge and some tips as well. Obviously, Perth has a lot of FIFO workers, WA, so really keen to get into it. Kate, thanks so much for accepting my invitation and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
And thank you for my plant. Kate bought me a plant.
Well, I'm actually a little bit concerned because I haven't yet bought my husband a flower or a plant or anything yet. So hopefully this doesn't go to air before I get him one.
Oh, Kate didn't buy me a plant. Yeah, no, it's really nice to meet you. And we've just had a quick chat. And yeah, we've kind of hit it off and I'm really keen to get into it.
Very excited.
Let's start with you just saying or letting us know how you got into coaching to begin with. Was there a turning point? FIFO especially, what's it all about?
Yeah, so I think my goal has always been, and I've known this from a very early age, that I knew I always wanted to help people. In what capacity that looked like, I was never quite sure. But everything I've done up until now has been around that, educating people, helping people. I was always the friend that people would call and be like, Kate, I need your advice. So yeah, I started as a school teacher and I was in education for 21 years, which I loved and have zero regrets. It took me all over the world. So I lived in Japan, London and
cool.
Dubai.
Teaching over there.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I was out of the country for 10 years and that taught me a lot. And then essentially it got to the point, I remember it was this one particular day where I thought, I'm never going to be able to drop my kids off or pick my kids up from school. And I was so invested in helping other people's kids that by the time I'd get to the end of the day, I was a bit like, oh, I don't really have much energy for my own kids. And for me, my relationship with them was probably the most important thing at that time. So I knew I needed to pivot. I didn't really know what it was going to look like, but then went into life coaching.
Okay.
So I did that for a good year, mainly helping women who had lost their identity, very much sort of late 30s, early 40s. They've had their kids. They've started working again. They don't really know who they are, what brings them joy. So I worked with them for a year. One of my programs called Me, Myself and Why. So that was a load of fun.
Was that difficult to step into once you got your qualification to be like, okay, I'm actually doing this? Or did you find the training prepared you quite well? Or was it?
I think my personality, I always knew that I was going to be coaching in some capacity.
Oh, so good.
And to be completely honest, life experience had taught me anything, like so much more than that course could have taught me.
Yeah.
And just having that human connection with women.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that for a good year, and then I realized that a lot of the problems that women were bringing up was relationships.
Yep.
And so whilst I thought I had a lot of experience in this field, I did not. And I also had a lot to learn. So I essentially went back and studied that and used my husband as a bit of a guinea pig, which was great. Like we have become so much stronger because of it.
Oh, awesome.
And so, yeah, I went in and did relationship coaching and then realised that most of the couples that I had were FIFO couples, and it seemed just like the most sensible next move to move in and really niche into FIFO couples.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
You're kind of learning, you're hearing the same thing, or well, a lot of the same things from couples, obviously, to kind of help you prepare to step into the FIFO side of things. Is that what you found, the common sort of problems that people are facing?
Absolutely.
Are we going to get straight into it?
We really have. Yeah, I think it's very much like the women at home have their story and they're carrying so much. They carry all of the emotional labour. They become mum and dad while dad is away. And it's a lot. Like I also have done that FIFO lifestyle with my husband, early stages through dating and then planning a wedding and getting married and then having our first child. So it's a lot. I know what it's like. It's much easier with no kids.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah,
found.
for sure.
I was living my best life. You know, I had an amazing guy there for 2 weeks, and we'd go out on dates and we'd live our best life. And then in the next 2 weeks, I sort of, back to the gym, back to routine, back to catching up on life admin, catching up with the girls. And it was great. Like,
Yeah.
I had the best life. And
Yeah,
everyone's like, you
yeah.
must be so happy. I'm like, this is literally the dream.
Yeah.
But then, there was definitely a time where I was like, is he going to propose? Like, is this just a bit of fun for him? Like, and so then you have all those times when he's away and he's working so hard and, he's not texting me. He's not texting me during the day. And so for me, it was this disconnect of like, well, why isn't he texting me? Does he really like me? Like, and these are the thoughts that women have. Does he not care about me? Has he not thought about me all day? And then it gets to the time when you think he should be getting back to his phone and it's like, well, why hasn't he messaged me? So there's a lot. And then I guess when kids come along, that's a whole different kettle of fish. And then on the flip side, you've got the guy that's working ridiculously long hours, really hard conditions. Travel is not glamorous. Being on the plane, that's not glamorous.
God.
Driving to the airport, getting the blues before you're packing and you're heading off the next day. Literally.
Oh, it just moves. Yeah.
And you get it, right? Your nervous system. And that's why so many couples have arguments on that last day, because he sort of starts to shut down. He's already into work mode then. So he's starting to think about fly out day. Got to pack your bags, all those gross things. And she's starting to mentally prepare for time with him away and what that looks like. So it's this really awkward last day, and that also chips into your time,
Oh, you totally nailed it for sure, I reckon. And I love how I can relate to all of this, being that I've worked FIFO for 15 years and have a daughter and was married at the time. Did that play a part in the divorce? Who knows? Probably. Yes. I'm not sure. And let's just, I'm just going to say this now. If I talk about myself, and there's no blame towards my ex-wife, because we were a team, and it might come off a bit like, there's no arguments, we're still friends, but it's just the reality. Yeah. And she's right in what she says, I'm right in what I say, but I just know the battle so well. Yeah. And I know that my sister, her partner, her husband was been a bricklayer since forever. And they were struggling financially when brickies weren't getting paid well for years, and he's working really hard. So then that's how he started FIFO, 7 days on, 7 days off. But she's got 3 kids. The household is, woof.
Yeah, it's busy.
My nephew's autistic. My niece is ADHD. Love you guys. It's just, there's a lot going on. And I love that I have seen it on her side of the fence as well. And it's just it's real. It's so real. And then, cool. You take care of the money situation, which is good. That's obviously very important for a lot of families. But there's so many factors to it which can cause resentment, and who works harder. And I've just been doing this while you've been hanging out with lunch with your friends. What, mate? I've been looking after the kids. I went out for one lunch. Oh God, it's all just so real. Yeah. And I just know it so well. And as far as what you were saying about coming home, or the travel, me just coming home after night shift Thursday morning, and we're getting the bus, and we just work night shift, and you're done mentally and physically. And when the bus got to the airport, is just as the sun was rising. So right now the flies are insane. It's almost like a torture method. You don't know how annoying flies are. And then you get off the bus and there's just 100 on you straight away at the worst time of the morning. Everyone's tired. They all follow you into the airport. You're sitting there for an hour. Everyone's like falling asleep. All the flies go onto the plane. That's a big chat about flies. But there's just so much.
We love you, flies.
You get home, you get home and you're just like, I just need to go to sleep. And that's how I cope. It's obviously easier being single now, because it's just one less thing to worry about. And I'll come home and I want to function and talk to my daughter that night and have half a brain, because I know that I get grumpy. I know that I'm cranky and I'm just on my... or maybe I'll have a glass of wine, that'll help. And then I snap more. Have to go to bed and just kind of sleep for 3 hours just so I can function. Yeah. And then I'm kind of all right. But that was me. But it's it's the battles are real for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot to unpack in what you just said, and I don't think it's us against them. So, you know, your ex-wife would have had her story, and you've got your story, and there was probably a load to unpack in that. But you know, it depending on what your communication style was like, was whether you even really got to the bottom of that.
Shit house.
Yeah, exactly. And so that is another big thing that I can help couples with is like, how do you fight? Like, it's totally fine to argue. Like, you are not human if you don't argue.
Yep.
If you're not going to get pissed off one day and be like, oh my God, he is annoying me so much. Like, let's not go into things like perimenopause and hormones for women and all that sort of stuff. But if you're not having those tough conversations, those, you know, messy middle type conversations, there is zero chance for you to move forward and grow from that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue. Like, most couples come to me when it's too late.
Yeah.
So they come to me when they're like, she said she's done. So I have 4 guys at the moment on my books, and there's one in particular that I'll talk about. Let's call him Jimmy.
Well done. Yeah, I'm not good at that yet.
I'll probably call him his real name and really mess up. But let's call him Jimmy, right? So Jimmy came to me. He's a 37-year-old man. He's been doing FIFO for as long as he can remember, so even pre-getting married. He has paid off his mortgage, which in this day and age is like such a massive achievement, and I'm so proud of him. And he came to me with the hope of keeping his wife. So he's currently still living with her. They are separated. And so it was more a stabilisation and leadership program that I'm taking him through, because he was very reactive. So he would be really reactive rather than responding. And so when you get to the bottom of it, it's basically that his nervous system is so unregulated right now that he, you know, when you're here, you know how you're going to react. It's not going to be in a positive light. So he would flip. They've got 2 young kids. Again, one of them has ADHD, which brings a whole nother dimension to the family dynamics. And he's just like, you know, I want this to work so bad. And so in order to take him through this program, I said, that's cool, but I'm going to need to chat to her. I'm going to need to hear her side, because again, like I said to you earlier, I'm not going to coach someone to be their best version of themselves and then say, okay, you're going to stay in this relationship if that's not the best situation for them to be in.
Yeah.
And so I had a call with her and we unpacked it, and she's like, Kate, I have been asking for help for the past 6 years. So I've been asking him for help for 6 years.
Okay.
She is emotionally gone. So she is tapped out. And what a lot of people don't realize is, when they're asking for help or when they want to get help, that's a really good time to lean in.
For sure.
When they stop asking for help, they're gone.
They're gone.
They've got one foot out the door. And so it's really hard to then say, no, wait, like, please come back, because we can make this work. Now, this program specifically is just for men on building themselves and rebuilding him into a leader and being the best version of himself. So in the last, how long have we been working? Let's say 2 months. He's a completely different guy.
Oh, wow.
Which is amazing. Like, he is phenomenal. He's gone through all my woo-woo stuff of my breath work and my, you know, being able to regulate himself, and he'll take his shoes off and go out in the backyard and put his feet on the grass. He'll do everything that I basically tell him to do.
That's doing the work, Jimmy. Well done.
He's doing the work. We love Jimmy. And so now what's happening is she's starting to see this.
Yep.
And she's really digging deep. Like, she's looking for anything to tear him down, because she wanted Jimmy like version 2.0, but she wanted that 6 years ago. Okay. And now it's too late. She's completely switched off. And I think if there's anything that can come out of today, like, do the work. Like, please go and get help, because if not me, somebody else, anybody, but just do the work, because you can save a marriage if you want to put in the work. I think it's hard for FIFO men particularly, because they work on swings. Yeah. So they're on, then they're off, and they're in these 2 different worlds. And so a lot of them will think, that's okay, I can fix that next swing.
Yeah.
See, I have an argument with my husband. By this afternoon, I can't cope with that. I'm like, I need to smooth this over real quick.
Yeah, that's good.
I can't stay in this state. But for FIFO couples, it's like, catch her. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't have those deep conversations when you're away. It's
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah, it is really hard. Yeah, I can relate to that for sure. Communication was the breakdown in my marriage.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact, and that's why I'm trying to make a big effort in even doing what we're doing now. Even me starting this, it's growth for myself to learn from people like you, to learn more about me, and just to move forward for the next partner that I have and things like that. Or even so in Jimmy's case, I hope she's not gone. Jimmy, hang in there. But if she has, he can be really proud of the work he's been doing with you, because he's gonna go into the next relationship with a different mindset and stuff. Like, I already know that
Completely.
and that's amazing for him. It's just all about learning and moving forward. But about the communication, I'd get home from work and it's never really a good time. And I would think, and I don't like arguments, I'm not very confrontational, and my ex can be quite comfortably confrontational.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But I will do anything I can to avoid. I know where this is going and it doesn't look pretty. I'm going to go into the other room or I'm going to walk the dog, which is terrible because I'm not helping the situation. I'm just making her more and more furious. Oh, look at that. Got to go to work. And I used to work for 4 weeks, 4 and 4. When I started, that was my first gig, was offshore drilling. And it was just, it's crazy to think about those hours now, like 28 days straight, 12 hours. And I'd come home and I'd even be so excited to come home. Or what you were saying before as well, when I'd do 4 weeks, you'd be so upset about leaving to go to work. My whole last week was a write-off. Yeah. And then and that's fair enough again, she would be like, you haven't left yet, like, stop dragging, you're moping around, you're wasting this 1 week we've got together. Yeah. And all I can think about is like, 5 more days, 4 more days. And then you're gone over Christmas for 4 weeks. You missed out on that whole period. Yeah. It's just a mind fuck. Yeah. And then it doesn't do her any favours, it doesn't do me any favours, and it's too long.
Absolutely.
It needs a lot of work. And then when we broke up and I had a girlfriend after my ex, and from that moving forward, it's like she found this weird, but I was like, I want to regularly check in. Maybe once a week we'll sit down.
Love that for
She's
you.
Like, what? About what? I'm like, there's a lot. Like, I'm not
I've
sure.
got my agenda.
I don't know, but I just want to do it. Are you happy? Am I happy?
Totally.
What's pissing you off? And and that, again, that's easier said than done. They're just like little habits which are hard to change because you're set in your ways. And then, you have that battle against each other. And so for Jimmy's partner, I get it, where she was like, I like what I'm seeing, but the resentment has gotten so high, I can't come back from that. Yeah. Which is a real shame.
Yeah, I love that point that you make about the check-ins, because that is one of my things. So I have a daily 3-minute check-in that I give to my couples, and it's as simple as highs, lows, and what do you need from me. Okay. So the thing that guys tend to not know a lot about is because they're such problem solvers, they just want to fix things. Yeah. And so that's not what women want. Women want... Here's a little secret, guys. Women want to be heard. They want to be seen. They want to be... get your notepad out now. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be supported. So I can say... And my husband's one of the biggest problem solvers going around. Like, he loves to solve problems. And he's had to do a lot of work around this as well. So, when I say I'm feeling... overwhelmed, let's say. I currently run 2 businesses. I try and be a beautiful mum to my 2 boys. I try and be the best wife that I can possibly be. And I try and be the best version of myself every day. 1% better is my thing. Like, let's just do things, let's do it better. Yeah. And again, like I said to you, I'm undiagnosed ADHD. So my brain generally runs with about 500 tabs open at any one given time. And I think the thing is, if I always get myself into a state of overwhelm. So if I say to my husband, I'm feeling really overwhelmed, he'll often try and fix that. So, well, you shouldn't be doing that. And do you need to be doing this? And that's not what I want to hear.
Very common.
Yeah, totally. And all I want him to hear is, geez, that sounds like really tough. You do have a lot going on right now. Yeah. Maybe, is there anything that I can take off your plate? Yeah. Is there anything that I could do to make it easier? And same on the other side. So the 3-minute check-in at the end of each day is just like highs, lows. So you're celebrating the wins. You're also expressing any challenges that you might be having. And then the third one is, what do you need from me? And sometimes they don't need anything. Like sometimes they just want an ear. They just want that active listening. And so when a woman vents, sometimes the guys will take that as an attack, like, I'm not doing enough, or,
For
oh,
sure.
she's overwhelmed because I didn't do this or I didn't do that. But it's actually not that at all.
Yeah.
And I will openly express that with my husband, like, I'm feeling overwhelmed. There's nothing that you can actually do to fix. I just really need you to listen right now.
Yeah.
And just sit there and listen.
And that's important what you just said, you laying it out, because things can get tangled up very easily. So by you saying, I don't need you to fix it, I just want you to hear me out.
Absolutely.
Do nothing if you don't want to, but just this is how I'm feeling, and
Yeah.
for him to take that on board. Because even for guys, that's like, oh shit, she's picking an argument. I'm not arguing. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about me? What about my day?
Yeah.
And it's just,
I'm tired. I make all these decisions. I've got this on. I've got that on.
and
Cool.
if that's the continual thing, it's like instant argument. Frustration kicks in.
Yeah.
And then it's like either we're going to fight and get nowhere, or we're going to separate and not talk about it.
Yeah.
So common.
And my husband will often say, I often hear him say, babe, we're on the same team. We're on the same team. I was like, okay, just breathe. And I get so passionate about things that I'm like, it can sound like there's a lot, for him to take on, but I actually don't want him to take it on. I just want him to listen. Mm-hmm. And that's totally okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think can we go back to your communication where you said that your ex-wife would like to stay and fight, and you were like, no, I'm going to walk the dog.
She wouldn't even like me to word it like that, as if like stay and fight. Let's say stay and talk.
But
yeah. I'm worried it's going to be an argument, so I'm like, I'm out of here.
So I use the word fight only because we could go into fight or flight right now.
Okay, cool.
So fight or flight is
fair enough.
Communication. So not to say that she was up for an argument, but maybe she wanted to talk about it, and you knew that it was going to get heated. So it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with either of those two fight styles. Mm-hmm. For guys, they'll generally, if they're in that flight state, they'll go into a protection mode and say, I know that this is going to be an argument, or you'll assume, or past experiences will tell you, you know what's coming. Yeah. I'm out. And so, you'll grab your dog and you'll go for a walk, and that's fine. What she sees is, well, I really wanted to get my point across here, and she will see that as rejection or abandonment. He's gone. Yeah. Okay, he doesn't want a part of this. So a really simple fix for that is, I know that you want to talk about this right now, and I know that it's really important to you and it's important to me, but can we circle back? So can we come back? And you give them a time, and I do this a lot with when I do leadership training as well. It's okay to pause and say, this is really important. Mm-hmm. I want to give it the time that it deserves, but can we come back to it? And give them a time. Let them know that, I'm coming back. Yeah. It just gives everyone enough chance to really settle their nervous systems. You get out, you get the fresh air, you get the endorphins going. You feel in a much calmer state, and she goes and does whatever she needs to. And then when you come back together, it's so much more calmer.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are like, oh, she wants to talk now, I'll just talk. And that is not the good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is a good tip. Just like there's small little tips. And then what was I learning about? I'm probably going to go off topic for a second, but no, maybe it is just relationships. I'm trying to work out some other sort of tips. Maybe it was parenting. I'm not too sure. Parenting, relationships.
I love parenting as well.
There, a lot of the things that sound familiar. It sounds weird, but it was like the dog training that I did.
Yeah.
Some things are so basic, and when you think about dog training, it's well, how does the dog do that? But if you don't know, if you haven't been told, you don't know. But there's such basic things. And I remember when some other sort of counselling, and I had to do homework for my relationship and things like that. They reminded me of like they're so basic, and that's a perfect one. So it's like, let's say there was a bit of alcohol involved, and I'm like, oh shit, this isn't going to turn out well, or I've just gotten home from work and I'm pissed off. It's a good way to say there's a chat coming up. Yeah. It's not now. We can even do it tomorrow morning when we're feeling like, but let's talk about it instead of getting into it and not getting anywhere. Yeah. That's a good tip.
And even better, like, you don't need to sit at your kitchen table and have this heated argument. If you know that it's going to be a bit tough and it's going to get a bit elevated, I guess, go for a walk. Guys love that non-confrontational, particularly like you said, you're not confrontational. To be able to stand side by side with someone, just like we're doing, and you don't necessarily have to have the eye contact if you're walking. Yeah. You're still listening, but you don't need that eye contact to be able to have that tough conversation. If you know things are going to get a little bit rogue, then go for a walk.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, and I think you're much more open when you're not having that eye contact. So a lot of relationship coaches, and if they're listening, I apologize, but I'm not one of them where they go, you need to sit and stare into each other's eyes. Psychologically, that's not a good idea.
Okay.
People will say eye contact is a good thing, and yes, there's place for it, but sometimes a heated conversation is not one of them.
Especially when you're looking at each other and you feel like ripping each other's heads off. You know what I mean?
Literally. But if you go for a walk, and if you think the early stages when you start dating someone, I don't know about for you, but all of my early stages relationships, when you lay in bed, when you go to bed and the lights are off and you're not looking at each other, you feel like you can talk the whole way through the night. Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
So you literally sit there and you're like, I could talk all night, but we really need to get some sleep.
Yeah, true.
And it's just because you're so open and you feel so relaxed and so safe and so secure that you can just talk all night.
Yeah.
But those days tend to disappear as you go on and on in the relationship. So that's why I always say the 3-minute check-in at the end of the day is a really good one, because you close off the day, and whether it was a good or a bad day. And one of the other tips I give is to do a percentage. So if you come home from site and you're absolutely cooked, you know that feeling, you're absolutely exhausted, and then you walk into a really loud house and the kids are going nuts, and you know the wife wants, I've planned date night and I've planned this and we're catching up with this person and that person, and you're just like, I just need some sleep, like just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Then just to give a percentage, like I'm at 10%.
That's good.
Yeah. And it's just a vibe check.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Yeah.
And
before I come at you,
Yeah.
are you good? Where are you at? Not good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's clever.
And it's the same for her. Like when you're away, where are you at? What's your temp check? And if she's like at a 10%, you know that nothing you really say is going to be good. And it's just really to show that she's seen. Yeah, I know you're doing it tough. Is there anything that I can do from this end?
Or I'll wait to tell you.
Yeah.
That the dog's just died.
Literally.
Yeah, fair enough. No, that's good.
A bit of a vibe check.
I remember when I would hang out with my sister as well, and she's just so busy hanging out with the kids and stuff. My nephew's just had a tantrum, and I mean a tantrum.
Yeah.
He'll fucking bring the roof down.
Yeah.
And then my brother-in-law will ring up, at the same time every day. And it seems like there's
not
never
a good time.
Fucking what?
Yeah. What do you want?
And then he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the right thing and reach out to you. Yeah, well, I get it. Yeah, what? Nothing good, bye.
Good, exactly.
I've got shit going on here.
Exactly.
And then, he'd maybe say, no, he wouldn't. He knows it's just, that's the reality. She'd like roll his eyes. There's not a great time to call. And when I used to call, it was like jail. There'd be two payphones, 2 phone booths on the oil rigs, and then there's like a line of fucking 10 bikies behind you.
Yeah, literally.
I don't belong out there, trust me. And then,
there's no, I love you, babe, at the end.
Yeah. So then I'm like rushing the call. Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't understand? And then I'm like, it's just so easy to not be on the same page.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me feel uneasy talking about it.
It's easier now though, right? Like we've got FaceTime, we've got, and I always say, it's a bit of a random one, and a lot of the guys look at me like, really, Kate, did you just suggest that? But I love a voice note.
I do voice notes.
Yeah, a voice note because you can get the tone from a voice note rather than a text message. But also it might be the case where it's not the good time. Like it's never a good time to call. Any time really after 3 is not a good time to call a woman. You know that they've got homework, they've got baths, they've got dinner routine, they've got trying to get their homework done. That's a shit fight there. And then, such and such can't find their pajamas, and you just realise you haven't washed them. There's so much going on. So to sit there and go, okay, now you're going to FaceTime daddy, smile, sit here, sit still. And then if you throw in a bit of ADHD and whatever else, it's like, don't swing there. No, get back here. Like it's not a great conversation.
No.
You're not connecting in that time. Whereas just like a little video, hey bud, how you doing? Dad's home in 5 more sleeps, whatever it might be. What was the funniest thing that happened today? Send me a video.
Oh, cool.
And it might just be like a 20-second video.
Yeah.
And when people say they don't have time, get fucked. Yeah. You've got time. You've got 20 seconds in your day to connect with either your wife or your partner or your kids.
Yeah.
It's whether you want to make it a priority.
That's a great tip. Another great tip.
Yeah.
You're just
I'm full of them.
spitting them out. Yeah, it's amazing. And again, they're simple, but there isn't a good time to make a phone call. The guy might think I'm just checking in because she wants me to, or I have to, even though it's a chore for him as well.
It is.
Let's be honest. It's like I've just finished. I've had a meal. Some days are harder than others, and you're just like, oh fuck, I can't be fucked with this phone call. And then I used to speak to Harper when she was a kid. She doesn't give a shit.
No.
They don't have the time factor.
No,
Whatever that
they
one is
don't
I'm
know how
looking
long
for.
it is.
No.
Yeah.
And it broke my heart leaving her for 4 weeks. When I get home, she's like, "There you go."
Yeah.
Right. And then I'll be upset that she's, like,
Why
didn't you
didn't
miss
you
me?
miss me?
I would say something. How was your day? Good. She's still like that now. Good. Snapchat's actually brought us really close.
Yes.
But that's it. And that's kind of what you're saying, right? Because she'll just stick her tongue out at me at work, and there's a cricket next to me, and I'll put my head near the cricket. And then she kept saying, "Will you get Snapchat?" I was like, "Not a chance in hell."
Yeah.
I got Insta, I got TikTok. That's enough for me.
Nah,
I've got
Snap's
a
the
million
way.
things going on.
Yeah.
And then so I did what do you call it? Like an avatar name. At least I thought so. Everyone just. All my mates like, oh, he's on Snapchat finally. I was like, fuck, I thought I changed my name. They're like, no, it says Adam Heimers. It's just come to your contact list. It's like, so I've only accepted a harp up, but it's just brought us
Closer.
each day. And then I'll do something funny, and it's actually really sweet. But when I used to call her, how was school? Good.
Yeah.
Even she could have had a shit day, but it's just easier to say good. How was your day? Oh, don't worry about me, babe. Same old shit here. Boiling hot. She doesn't care about the answer anyway.
No.
How's that? Good. Friends, good. School's good. Sweet. That's 20 seconds done.
Yeah. And that's what I've got, like in my FIFO Fix program, that's what I've got, a whole list of ideas, like conversation starters, ways to ask your kids. Because if you ask your kids, you'll know, like if you pick your kids up from school and it's like, how's your day? Yeah, good. That tells you nothing. So getting creative, and I think that's the school teacher in me, but getting creative in asking the kids, and also the timing. The timing. Yeah.
That's what I was told by a counsellor as well. So the school to and from, probably the worst time because they're done.
Yeah.
And I'm now pissed off because like you're not giving me any more. It's just the same with an adult.
Yeah.
The kids are the same. It's like, well, they still, have a nervous system, and they're like, well, now's not a good time for me.
Totally. And when they've regulated, they've got some food in their bellies, they've had a play out the back, they've done all their homework, whatever they need to do. Generally, bath time or time when they get into bed, the last time of the day, that's when they really want to talk. And that's the time that often parents will go, not now, it's bedtime. Come on, it's 7 o'clock. Quick, get to bed. It's time. Whereas if that's the time that they're opening up, don't shut that down, because that 5 or 10 minutes might be the time that they've been holding everything in all day. And it's time where they feel really regulated, really open and ready to talk to you. Yeah. And a lot of the time people will shut down because it's 7 or it's 7:05. It's like, get to bed. Yeah. So, and then they carry that with them. But everything that I give is so simple, but it's just
so effective as well.
And it's just being intentional with the relationship. Like I always talk about relationship bucks. So I always say, if you're not putting deposits into your relationship, it's like a car, right? So I'll use this analogy with you because you're a man and generally men know more about cars than what I do. But you'll buy a car and then you'll service it. You'll do regular servicing to make sure that it's still running really well. You'll wash it to make it look nice, and, you'll put fuel in it, even though at the moment you might not. Bit expensive. But you'll be doing all of these things to make sure that the upkeep of the car keeps running schmicko. Yeah. With your relationship, often people will, they'll put a lot into it at the start. Not love bombing, but they're doing a lot of work to get this relationship up and running. And then they get married and then the brakes go on. Yeah. And they stop servicing the relationship. And that's where things break down. Yeah. And so I always talk about relationship bucks because, again, it's an easy one, and money's thing, it's prominent in everyone's world. But basically every time you do something for your partner, it's like a deposit. So, a tap on the ass in the kitchen, deposit. Yeah. Unpacking the dishwasher, deposit. Go to work, deposit. Everything that you do in a positive way is deposits. And so what we do is we build up our bank so it's really rich and healthy. We've got a lot of money in there. And so if something does happen and you hit a speed bump, or you have an argument, or, there's some financial strain, there's a couple of withdrawals. Now, that doesn't matter if your relationship's up here. It doesn't matter. A couple of bucks gone, whatever, had an argument, whatever. We're still rich enough. We're doing okay. it's when you're not putting any of those deposits in and you're sitting right down here and the bank account is very low, that's when it starts to get stressful.
Yeah.
Because something happens there and then you're like, shit, we're heading for bankruptcy here. Like we are at the lowest point. And it's hard to come back from that if you haven't had all these relationship bucks, all these
you haven't been
connection points.
maintaining it.
Yeah. And I think it's just really important to note, like, little things make a big difference. So like a text message from work, just a how's your day, or just anything, like even nostalgia, like remember when we did this. I'll often say to my husband, remember when we did this, something that we'll laugh till like makes our belly hurts. And I'll just randomly send him that throughout the day, or some sort of gratitude, you know, like, thanks so much for the coffee this morning. And my husband makes me a coffee every morning. I always bang on about it. Everyone's like, it's not that big a deal. My husband does that too. I'm like, great. That's great.
It's something.
It's consistent, and it's something that tells me, I know you've got a busy morning. I know you're running around like a blue-ass fly. You're trying to get the kids sorted and stuff, but hey, here's a coffee.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just a simple way, but it's like, yep, you're showing up for me.
Yeah, definitely.
We're in this together. So, yeah.
I know quite a lot of FIFO couple. I know so many FIFO couples, and I find it interesting. Hence the reason why I was so looking forward to. Did I say thank you for accepting my invitation? By the way, in the introduction,
I think you did at the start.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It really meant a lot to me. It's cool when when we meet people. I meet people like you, and they're just like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Some other people, it's just a bit like, oh, I don't know you or whatever. But really cool, really relevant. Anyway, so I know lots of FIFO couples, and so a common thing that I hear from the guys and the girls, mainly the guys actually, is that when they get picked up from the airport or something on the first night, there wasn't like a big kiss and a big cuddle, you know, or maybe good sex that first night. And the guy's like, I've been gone for a month. I want to be here with my kids as well.
Yep.
And then I get like a little fist pump as I get in the car.
Yeah.
Or nothing at all because you're concentrating on the car. It's just a bad start.
Yeah.
And that's enough sometimes just to, okay, that day one is ruined.
Yeah.
You might wake up the next day, that was a bit shit yesterday. And it's so easy to kind of carry on.
Yeah.
Affection. Some of my friends who aren't FIFO as well, but I guess it's all relatable relationships. It's nice when you have that affection, and if you don't get, even if it's just a kiss on the neck while you're cutting up the vegetables, it's something.
Yeah. So I'm actually doing a workshop on this on Thursday night. I did the same workshop in January in person and realised that FIFO couples don't want to show up because it's embarrassing talking about your relationship. Whereas I'm like, I love this stuff. I froth on it.
I'm just going to interject 1 second there, and that makes sense to me because it's one thing that I'm getting sick of with FIFO. When you're out there, it is their environment is so. What am I saying? The whole motivation. It's a real drag your heels, fucking. Fuck this is fuck that shit. It's that sort of vibe in a lot of places.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is. Food shit. This is shit.
Yeah.
Everyone complains. It's a very neg head sort of vibe. It doesn't surprise me when they get home and their partners are like, "Let's go to this workshop."
Yeah.
They're like, piss off.
No way.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
What if my workmates?
Yeah.
Such a common thing.
Yeah.
Especially with FIFO.
Yeah, so I'm doing the same workshop online this week, and I'm hoping that more people jump on board. It's all around re-entry, so the first 48 hours. And so, like, I've joined TikTok the last 3 months, and I started with like 13 followers and then went viral like 3 or 4 times in the first couple of weeks. And it's because this information is resonating. Like, people know what's going on. And so the re-entry thing, the blow-ups in the first, let's say, 48 hours is exactly that. So what happens is the guy comes home. Let's just say the FIFO worker comes home.
Yep.
She is craving connection and he is craving space. But he expects, and often guys will comment on my post, oh, no sex on the first night. What the hell? Like, what's going on here? And so for a woman to feel emotionally safe, she needs to be really emotionally connected. So I always say things like the hug, the pash, all that sort of stuff before you even get to the full-blown intimacy. Like, you're not going to get a blowjob on the first night, champ. Like, damn. But like little things like going in, and one of my tips for the guys is always get home, get all of that washing done, repack your bag and get rid of that bag. Like put it underneath your bed. So that is ready to go. And fly out day, you're not going, oh, I've got to pack my bags. I've got to pack my bags. I've got to pack my bags. So just wash, clean, back into the bag, pop it away, and you're good.
Yep.
But you've got to build that up. And if you've done no work while you're away to stay emotionally connected to your partner, you cannot come home and expect sex the minute you walk in the door. It's not going to happen because she has been building this massive brick wall of resentment while you've been away.
Yeah.
And if you haven't texted her, called her, given her that much while you're away, and she's been working her ass off at home, trying to sort the kids, trying to be the chef and the taxi driver and the counsellor and the everything else for the kids, or just the household, then by the time he gets home, she's just like, about time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I know that that's not the perspective from him, but from her, she's like, I've been doing everything here. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
If you think you're going to get sex tonight, you are wrong. It is not happening. And you can see it, right?
Yeah.
But like for the guy also, he wants to get back and he wants to be straight back into that family unit. He walks in and essentially guys will say, I feel like a stranger in my own home. Because they walk back into this.
It was functioning fine before you came back.
Yeah. People get into their rhythm. Like the women and their kids, they get into a rhythm. So they know what's going on. Monday we do this, Tuesday we do this, Wednesday we do that. And that's the way their week flows. All of a sudden he gets home and tries to pack the dishwasher. Well, that's not how I pack the dishwasher. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And everything
Or the different
annoys him.
parenting skills as well.
Yeah.
Well, I've spent the whole week making them understand that, and they're not to do that. And then I might come home. There you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just change it all up.
Yeah. Well,
Real
Jimmy.
Because and then I want to make up for the time that I've been away.
Exactly.
I remember one time Harper was so young, and my ex has just screamed at Harper for not going to bed or whatever. Fine, fair enough. Couple of door slams that made her cry, and me probably getting home. That's broken my heart. And then so I've walked into the kitchen. It sounds so terrible, and got like a snake. Snake's alive, you know, and I'm like, and I've just held it in my hand, and walking past, you know, my ex on the couch. She's like, "Stop!" I was like, terrifying, and I'm like you'd be like a school teacher.
Sprung.
Yes. She's like, "What's in your hand?" I was like, fuck. I was so scared. No, I think I gave it to her. No, I hadn't made it there. I was like, what? Oh, nothing's in my hand. So the other hand, fuckhead. And I was so nervous. And she's just like, oh, she was
You're
fuming.
not sneaky
I
enough.
wasn't going to get it up. I was just going to eat it. Harper's like, where's that snake, Dad?
You promised me, you bastard.
Oh, mate, just little things like that. And I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it's really
I'm trying
hard.
to teach her a lesson, and you're just coming in and just rewarding her because she's crying.
And you're trying to get that connection back as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, to go back to him, so he currently has two kids, and one will sleep with the wife while he's away. And so then what happens is when he gets home, he's like, no, you've got your own bed. Like, go back to your own bed. But she's like, well, you haven't been here in however long. So why would you? So it's this real disconnect and not to play, you know, each other off each other. Sorry, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Play one another off each other. But it is really hard to get back in sync when you've been away. You're in two different rhythms.
Yeah.
He's in work mode, high pressure, stress, exhaustion, generally staying in a crappy little single bed, like eating crappy food.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot to play there.
It's
and then,
a lot.
Yeah, he gets home and she's like, not today.
Yeah. And then some partners will be like, I bet you love it there. You know what? I bet you fucking love it there, don't you? You finish work, you watch a movie, and well, that part's actually pretty good. I do like that part. You're right.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have kids covering you crying, like you can get a decent sleep. But then they would think that you love it. You're like, you don't know what I put up with out of here, and that's fair. It is that. I think from my marriage. It's the big battles were who works harder. Yeah. Who works harder? I've got the kids. I've done that. Well, I've been, it's like 40 degrees and I've got a Tyvek suit on. I'm covered in oil and grease. And I'm getting yelled at by this American dude. And you know, and it's just like enough to, oh.
Yeah.
And people have different personalities, right? So out there, it's just like some
Yeah.
people can lose their shit.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm pretty laid back, no biggie. But some of the guys, it's like a lot. And then you got the partners saying, you know, you're just cruising, just watching movies. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then I used to when I got home, my partner would go to work, and I used to do stand-up comedy, and a lot of it was about her because it's relatable, and she was actually a really good sport. But she'd kind of come home, and there'd be a few dishes in the sink. Like, or if my mate's like, we're all going out for lunch. I was like, I can't go out for lunch. Like, what do you mean? Weren't you just away for a month? I was like, I know there's like dishes to be done. There's washing. She might come home and be like, what have you done today? And you're like,
Sitting around.
Did you forget that I've been gone for a month? Like, this is like R&R. But then I would never really do that. I would kind of keep working and do my bit. But then sometimes it was never enough. It's just a constant sort of who brings in the most money, who works the hardest. Yeah, it's really quite challenging to be on that same level and be a partnership and support each other. And
Absolutely. And it is all about being a team. It's not about who has it harder, because you're both doing a really intense job in different ways. But I think it's just really important, and that's why the 3-minute check-in's good, because it's like, what do you need from me? And sometimes women are so overwhelmed that they actually can't articulate what they need because there's too many things going on in their head. But at least if you've asked, it shows that you're on the same team.
Yeah.
Like, it shows that you're in this together. And sometimes, like, you know, I think is it your sister or your sister-in-law?
My sister.
Your sister, yeah. I mean, she's obviously got it really tough. I mean, 3 kids plus additional needs. It is really tough. But it might be the case that she has a chop out somewhere along the week, or whatever the roster is. It might be that, you know, they get a babysitter in on a Thursday for 2 hours is all they need, all she needs to be able to go out, reset her nervous system, do something for her, whether it's exercise or whatever it might be, but give her something that will fill her cup so that she's not empty when he gets home.
Damn, that's I can't help when you said that. I was like, oh, that should have been me, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should. Get your ass around there, Adam.
It's like that's an easy fix for her.
It's such an easy fix.
A massive deal because he sticks to her like glue.
Yeah.
And and he will also terrorize her as well, because that's someone that he knows so well that he can just be like, peanut butter on toast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if she doesn't do it, well, that TV's coming off the wall. Your choice, bitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hectic.
It is hectic. And I think it's just giving her that space to be able to recharge and step away from the situation. Because when you're in it, the wheels are just chugging. Like, you're just doing as best you can. And I really feel for kids with or families with one additional needs. Like, it can completely change the family dynamic, and you just take that one out and you can just see how everything becomes calmer. And even for the other kids, right? It's not to say there's anything wrong with this kid. It's, you need to be able to separate the kid from the behaviour, because he can't, or she can't, whichever way it is, they can't control that behaviour. So it's really important to go, must be really tough for them as well, you know, but it's also plays a part in the siblings. To just be able to take him away or take them away for a bit of a break is a huge game changer.
And the learning for, let's say my brother-in-law, they don't mind if I mention them in the podcast, because again, it's just so relatable, and it's great that I can use them as an example, and someone so close to me, my family. So when Bo was growing up, they're both learning how to deal with that, because the other 2 girls are older than he is, and they're doing quite well with them, and this is a whole different ball game. And then with my brother-in-law being away for half the time, he comes back, and it's the male mentality, and that's fair enough. If he's acting up, I want to smack him, or I want to shake him, scream at him. And she's like, well, that doesn't work.
No.
That doesn't work. And then that constant battle and being away at work, it's hard enough if you were with him all day, every day. But to be gone, and then he will hear that, how's your day? You know what? To be honest, shit. This has happened. She's at her wit's end. And then he'll come home. His reaction, or a lot of men's reaction, is right. If he pulls that shit, I'm going to literally strangle him. And then she will get off him. It's just like, it's that, well, no, if you're going to upset my wife, you're in trouble. You know what I mean?
He would. He'd go into a protective mode of trying to look after her.
Definitely.
And then, but she knows what works with him, because she's obviously doing the day-to-day with him.
It's just all that learning and that extra stuff that goes with it for FIFO families who have got, special needs kid.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I think the important thing is to be able to communicate in that time. Like,
I'm actually really proud of them. Sorry, just to cut you off, but I've seen them grow a lot,
I bet.
and dealing with that, and obviously that's enough to break a family apart, break the parents apart. It's so common. I'm really proud of them. They've kind of learnt as they've gone, and Heath's a bit of a blokey bloke, you know, forward driving fisherman, bricklayer, but he actually is doing a really good job of being there and listening to her, and then takes Bo out fishing, and Bo loves that.
Yeah.
See, like with Harper, I'll say, "Can you clean your room?" Unlikely.
Yeah.
But if I hang out with Bo, he's like, "What are we doing today?" And I'm watching the Eagles. And you're going to pick up all of those leaves.
Yeah.
The spider webs. He's into it.
Loves it.
Oh wow! I was like, this is awesome. Great compared to Harper.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
I love that Heath is on the same page, because last year, not last year, the year before, I had a couple of my books. It was when I was doing Roomies to Romance. So I did like this 12-week package. And their thing was they had 2 boys with additional needs. And when we got to the crux of the problem, it was them.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
So they employed me basically to split amicably and to be able to have conversations around, you know, what was going on. But by the end of the 12 weeks, they decided that they were going to stay together, because it wasn't them that was the problem. It was the kids putting the pressure and the strain on them. So it was trying to, you know, alleviate their issues by giving them strategies, going, okay, well, what can we do to make this easier for you two? But they had just stopped being a couple, I guess, and they were parents.
Yeah, okay.
And so that rock solid foundation just crumbled.
Yeah, yeah, very common, I'm sure.
Yeah, huge.
Before I forget to ask and we end it, so can you just break down what you offer, part of your program? So obviously you've got different things. You've got workshops or one-on-ones.
Yep.
Just go for it. Go nuts.
Yeah, so I have, my favourite thing is the FIFO Fix platform, and that is, I love that because it's 24/7 access. You can go in and out whenever you like. I feel like when particularly the FIFO worker is away and the woman's like, oh, I've got no support now, I love that she can go in and she can get access to any resources in there. So there's 6 main modules that they can go through and learn everything about their relationship and what it looks like. There's before he flies out, so during swing, when he comes home, all of these resources, from audios to scripts to voice notes to shit's just gone bad with your partner, what do you need, to your 3 a.m. thoughts in your crib room, like what's going on, so that they can go in and access it straight away.
Yeah, cool.
And not be like, oh, I better wait for this one. Even, you know, you've just had a bust up. How do I approach this? Because often they'll have a conversation and then they get off the call and then they're like, damn, and then a text war happens.
Yeah.
And that's not going to end well. So things like that, to be able to go in and get a script of, this has just happened, maybe try this.
Okay.
And also things like conversation starters, so you don't get to the point where it's like, how's the weather there in Perth?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hot today.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the washing got dry. Good-o, fun times. That you're not going to connect while you're away, and that's to build that intimacy as well while you're away and keep that emotional connection happening. So that you can get access to that just as an online platform. If you feel like you need to dig a bit deeper, I offer one-to-one coaching as well. So that comes with a package. So FIFO Relationship Reset is a session of 3 coaching sessions, or the full FIFO Fix program is 6 sessions.
Yeah, cool.
And that can be used. You have to be really flexible, right? Because FIFO rosters are all over the place. So there's no expiration date on that. It's just like, use it as you like.
Yeah.
For the women that are struggling with identity, Me, Myself and Why program's still online, and they can get access to that. And sometimes FIFO women want to do that as well. So they just chip into that. It's all on a platform. So you just literally go in and help yourself.
Yeah, awesome.
And also, I do have 2 spots left in my couples retreat in Roto this September. So if anyone wants to get on that, that is not just for FIFO couples, that's for all couples.
What's involved in that? What's that look like?
Oh, it just looks amazing and lush.
Swingers party?
No. Wash your mouth out,
Sorry
Adam.
about that. No, just kidding.
I think what people think is when they do a couples retreat, they think that they're going away to like a maths weekend where everyone has these blow ups and bust ups, and it's not like that at all. You go, it's just for you two, just to spend some intentional time together. So there's no group work or awkward therapy sessions. There is a one-to-one optional session with me, which everyone does. Because they love it. It's nice to be able to unpack and really spend some time really focusing on your relationship and strengthening that. And then there's a whole heap of connection activities over the weekend that,
Cool.
take these when you go and have a coffee, take these when you go for a bike ride around to,
Yeah.
one of the beaches or whatever
Yeah,
it might be.
awesome.
So just,
That sounds good.
just pushing pause on life and the busyness of life and actually doing some maintenance on your relationship.
I would have thought maybe I'm wrong, but maybe a small part of that, not telling you how to do your job, but
Yeah.
I would have thought it might be beneficial for the couples. It's not a group thing, but a small part could be where it might be some of the men. I normally refer back to men because women are more in touch with themselves and stuff,
Yeah.
and this is a bit out there for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Good on the guys that are going to that and
Yeah.
want to care enough to want to improve their relationship.
Yeah.
But if they have a chat to these other guys, it could be a good position for them to be on the same page.
I'm-
Even if they have a bit of a laugh, they could have a friendship. They could build their marriages together because they're both helping each other.
I'm with you, totally on board with it. And we do have an optional session. So the last retreat we did down south at Chambray Estate, it was beautiful. And it was a really rainy weekend. So it was really romantic. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. And my husband obviously came down with me. He's like, let's get the fire pit cranking and we'll just say if anyone wants to come from 3:00 that
Yeah,
we'll be
cool.
there. I was expecting no one. So 100% of people rocked up, even though they were the ones going, do we have to see any other couples?
Yeah,
Do we have
wow.
to? And because they'd seen each other, while they're having their massages, or it was so refreshing. And actually, 5 of the couples that came last year are coming again
Oh,
this
there you
year.
go.
And they've become good friends. They've seen each
sweet.
other at festivals, and a couple of them are FIFO as well. So they were just like, it's so nice to hear that it's not just us.
Exactly. That's kind of
You
where I was
know?
going with it. Yeah, there's comfort in knowing someone else
Yeah.
is going through it. And I'm sure that the guys and the women would, there's potential to be really good friends.
Yeah.
Be working on it together.
Yeah, so I don't advertise that as a thing, but there's always a time where it might be like, we're going to head down the beach or we're going to do something, and they've got
Yeah,
a nice
cool.
room over at Samfire, and
That sounds like a really good idea.
yeah.
Are you surprised with, do they sell out quite quickly? Those sort of events?
They do. A lot of people will backpedal and go, oh, no, it's too much. I'm like, okay, let's break down the cost right now of a divorce.
Yeah, wow.
Not just financially, but emotionally, what that costs you. And
yeah.
and when you start asking questions like, are you okay with another woman to be at your kids' assembly, in a year's time? Because that's what could happen.
That's happening, yeah.
Are you okay with your husband going away with his new partner and your child to Bali? Or, it hurts.
Well, it's a lot.
It hurts. But I just feel like for the people that want to do the work, they're the ones with the growth mindset and go, yeah, I can actually change and I will change. And I want my relationship to be who doesn't want their relationship to be the best that it can be?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's easy to get in the mundane and the Groundhog Day and the negative mindset where it's just like, she's a bitch. It's not going to change. She's this, he's that.
Yeah.
He does this, he does that. But there's no reason why you can't change the relationship.
Yeah, that's right. To be honest, there was a part towards our last few years of my marriage. I kind of just thought, I guess this is what marriage is like.
This is what it is.
And then me and my mates would just kind of make jokes like, can we have sex tonight? Is there a chance of that? Or probably not. Oh, I'm too tired.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Thought so.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hurry up then. Oh, fuck, that's a turn
Yeah.
on. Like, Jesus Christ. Do I tell him to take my pants off? Or
We could do that in an ad break.
Yeah, you got 8 seconds. Fuck. It just, so...
I always just say, don't stop dating your wife because someone else will.
Yeah.
And
And we got to the end, and I don't want to. This is kind of a little bit off track because you're a coach, and that's great. But there was a part of me that was actually quite proud of us to end it when we knew that
Totally.
it wasn't right. And it's quite funny because I thought about it, and obviously we're in it for that long. We wanted to make it work. But I'm quite proud of us to go, you know what, this isn't working, and we can be friends. Let's just not be together.
Yeah.
Instead of, I knew what marriage counselling would have looked like. It would have been I don't think it would have been beneficial. There would have been like pulling back some layers, which sort of like, I was a bit very nervous about that. I was like, let's just call it.
Much better space.
But like we were saying before we got started, my biggest hurt was the failure part, the not making it work. It's not that like I don't think how can I live without you anymore? It's like we've set our vows, we got married, and we couldn't make it work. That was like that I found that really difficult.
Yeah.
I look back and I'm kind of fine with it now,
Yeah.
especially that we can be friends and we're free. But
Yeah.
that was a really hard pill to swallow.
It is. And I think, I mean, my other job, I don't know if we mentioned on the podcast, but we did earlier that I'm a marriage celebrant. And so I've been doing this for 12 years. And I watch people stand up and do their vows. And I always say, like, you should be refreshing your vows every year because everything changes. Like, when I married my husband, I was a teacher. And, you know, he then had to support me in this career pivot. Like, I wanted to step away. And for some people, it might have been like, no, you're a teacher. That's what you do. This is how much you earn. This is the plan. This is what we were going to do. And whereas he's like, if that's going to make you happy, you go for gold.
Yeah.
So I've never felt like my dreams were like, oh, no, I don't think I can do this. I think I'm going to have to put a halt on this. It was like, no, you go for gold. And everything changes. And it's not about, I think, failing. It's more about which way am I going to go to be the best version of myself? And sometimes that looks like being away or being separated from your partner. And that's just inevitable. It's the way you're going to go. It's the way you're going to grow. And if you feel happy and you feel in a space where I guess this is the life you're meant to be living, then you're in the right space.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah, for sure.
But on that with kids, like my pet hate is we're staying together for the kids.
Oh my God.
That hurts.
Like I said, I was saying to you before, it's like now that I'm out of my marriage and I guess I can be a little bit insensitive at times. So my friend's going through something, but because I'm free and I'm happy, I'm not always happy.
No.
Let's be real. But
That's life.
what they're going through, it's like, it infuriates me. It's like, oh my God, oh, I don't want to break their heart. It's like, kids are resilient. Like, what, are you teaching them that this is marriage?
Yeah.
And if you think that you're being selfless by protecting them, you're actually being selfish because you don't want that hard conversation.
Exactly.
And then my friend, I'm just brutal with her. The kid's like, I don't know, that age. And that age, I'm like, fucking tell the news and then buy them a Happy Meal.
Literally.
They'll probably be sweet. Take them to Cold Rock and get them an ice cream. It's like, it's never a good time, but they need to learn. Mum and Dad are going to be friends from now on.
Yeah.
We still love each other. We're going to be friends. Anyway, what's for dinner?
And all the kids really want to know is that they're loved.
Yeah, that's right.
So whatever
and then
that looks
when
like.
a year goes by in that house and the parents aren't talking to each other, and if they are, they're yelling at each other or they're not even crossing paths, what's that teaching the kids?
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started
So
on that.
that's their first example of what real love looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
So
this is what marriage is like. Oh, wicked, this sounds great.
Totally.
And then some of the kids that I know, because I've got like nieces who are, 21 to 14. I've got a lot of girls around me. And I love them because they're just such beautiful girls and stuff. And I learn so much about them. And a lot of them, majority of them are like, I'm not getting married like that, because they're smart enough now and the world's different where they look at their parents, they're like, ew.
Yeah,
you know what
totally.
I mean?
And unless you get to a point where you can be yourself completely, wholeheartedly, and not have to change for anyone, that's when you know you found your right person.
Yeah,
Because the most agonizing question I hear is, am I with the right person?
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, I don't know. Are you completely authentic with this person? Are you completely yourself?
Yeah, wow.
And if they're not, then that's a whole nother podcast, though, that one.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, these could branch out into all different podcasts. I just wanted to say, even though this is off track as well, but the people who I know, including myself, that have come out of a marriage and are enjoying the time by themselves, again, it comes with its ups and downs, but it seems more common now to be like, that's what I've been telling people, I don't think you're going to find me in a relationship where I'm going to be going, it's okay. It's I'm either in or let's not get started because this is like a fresh opportunity to find your person.
Yeah.
We're not just going to dive in. And a lot of girls that I know are like, I'm too selfish to be with a partner. I've lived too many years by myself.
Yeah.
My kids are 16 years old. That keeps me busy enough. That's my focus point. And and then you can look at that differently. It's like, that's quite sad. Well, it is and it isn't. It's not saying I don't want to meet a person when they come around, but just for now, it's actually it's the opposite of sad, where it's like, well, no, I'm good. I'm good by myself. Instead of just, I need a man or I need a woman.
Absolutely.
And that relationship just being the same person that you didn't get along with a month ago.
Exactly.
Well, a very interesting topic.
It is.
Relationships.
How good are
I love
they,
it. I love it. Yeah, it's cool. How long have we been talking for?
I don't know.
No, I don't know either. You happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot. That was really, really cool. It was educational. I'll plug you in all my stories and my reels so you can reach out to Kate if you guys are interested in what you heard and you want to get advice on FIFO coaching,
Awesome.
relationship coaching.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
it was
having
really
me. That
nice
was
to meet
fun.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.